Hey everybody, it's Dr. Michael Romanesco with Independent Dental Solutions. Today I'm joined by Christine Bahu from SmileMore Marketing. We're down in Chicago, Illinois, and today we're going to talk about dental savings plans, how they can benefit you, your practice, and your patients. So Christine, thank you for having me in your home today. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. I'd like to just start off with, what is a dental savings plan and why would an office use one?
Well, first of all, thank you for joining me here in Chicago today. I really appreciate it. A dental savings plan is an in-house plan that we can create for a dental office to offer to their uninsured patients. So it's a great way to attract new patients who don't have insurance into your office, and it's also a fantastic way to get some recurring revenue happening in your practice as well.
That sounds excellent. When we get into the details of creating the plan for a specific dentist, is that a one-size-fits-all approach, or if it's not, how do you go about customizing the plan for that particular dentist?
Michael, that's a really good question. We are absolutely never creating a plan in a one-size-fits-all manner, because there's a lot of things that we want to take into consideration before we find a perfect plan that works for a particular office. So for example, when I start to create a plan for an office, I want to see their standard fee schedule and see what types of fees, how high their fees are. The next thing I want to know is what services are performed at a new patient visit. And then what happens 6 months later. Then what happens in the beginning of the second year, because you don't want to make a plan that's attractive to a patient 1 year, and then it just doesn't make sense for them in the next year when you're not perhaps doing as many, a comprehensive exam, et cetera, at a first-time visit. So once we look at those particular things, I want to know more about the practice. I want to know about the demographics, the socioeconomic demographics of your area. Are you in a low-income area, a high-income area? Are you in an area where people don't really have much dental insurance? Or are you in a community where it seems that everyone has a PPO? We also want to take a look at different procedures and what your treatment, your plan acceptance is. So for example, if you're diagnosing a lot of periodontal disease, but people aren't coming in for that scaling and root planing because of the price, we might want to take a look at that and see if we could, from a CDT code level, make something for that would be more attractive, so patients will say yes to getting the work done.
That's fantastic. So it really is a custom plan for every office. How would this in-house plan, how would it differ from, say, a PPO?
Right, so as you know, when you're participating in a PPO, the PPO insurance company sets the price for you for every procedure that you do. They decide, if what's going to be covered under the plan, etc. With an in-house plan, the dentist has full control over everything that they do. So for example, full control over the enrollment fee, full control over what type of discounts you might want to offer your patients per CDT code. You can choose to include cosmetic procedures if you want. You can choose to exclude anything you want. So really you're completely driving the program within your own office. The other great thing about it is you don't have to have a waiting period like you do with PPO plans, no missing tooth clause, no maximum of the benefits, no deductible, and no claims to file, which is fantastic. So you're never interacting with an insurance company, arguing with them over coverage. It's just a really great way and a simple way for your office to take care of your patients.
So what I really like about this is the fact that the patient is really the focus of this. The person that's going to get the most benefit is the patient, because traditionally, as you know, and I think as most of our viewers know, insurance companies, they're typically not looking out for the best interests of their patient. It's usually for themselves. So to be able to provide our patients with a solution that gets them all the treatment that they need, that we have, like you had mentioned, we have complete control over what we cover, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great. It takes the insurance company out of the middle, and you and your patient get to make all the decisions regarding the care that you provide them.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed a lot, as technology goes forward, the insurance companies and what they cover lags far behind. And one of the things that my father likes to mention is when he started practice in 1978, the insurance maximums were anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. 40 years later for him, it stayed the exact same.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So it becomes a non-issue when you have a dental savings plan in your office.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thanks.
So one of the things I really like about working with Independent Dental Solutions is I get to speak with all these individuals who have different services, different companies. And when you and I talked on the phone a few weeks back, and I knew I was calling SmileMore Marketing, and I didn't know exactly what your company was going to be focused on. And then once I found out that it was the dental savings plan piece, I immediately called my wife who I practice with, to join in on the call and say, it was like, this is what we've been talking about. And for probably the last 6 months, we've been trying to put something together and thinking that this would be, be easy to do. And we quickly realized it was not. So I was very excited to have this opportunity to learn more about you, about you and your company. But I do think that it's quite a bit harder than what people see on the surface.
Yeah, it's funny you said that about thinking about it and trying to do it on your own and just not being able to kind of get it right. I went through the same thing myself. I used to run my husband's dental practice. I managed it for over a decade, and when we got the idea of doing this about 6 or 7 years ago, it took me well over 6 months to put the program together because I wanted to do it right.
Sure.
So I wanted to make sure that the plan made sense to the patients and to the practice. I wanted to make sure that we could actually have recurring billing, so our administrative team wasn't running around at annual re-enrollments trying to get the credit card information again. People don't let their medical insurance lapse, so why should you let them, the plan shouldn't lapse. So it takes out a lot of administrative issues. We put the web page together so it looks very professional. Patients can sign up online. And then we create a custom brochure for your office as well that is specific to your office, your plan. It's branded. If you want to show some of your other marketing materials, we will create something that complements what you already have in the office. It'll have your logo on, et cetera. So it really is unique to your practice.
So Christine, who are the perfect patients to sign up for a plan like this?
In my opinion, every patient is a perfect patient for this type of plan because it can really help everyone. So, there's some obvious answers right off the bat, people who don't have insurance. We've got a lot of baby boomers retiring now too, so that's a great market to tap into. But we also have a lot of people who have these PPO plans, especially offered by their employers. And when you really take a look at what that costs them each month out of their paycheck and the benefits that they're receiving, oftentimes you'll find that joining an in-house plan actually benefits the patient financially in the long run as well.
So fill me in on some of the statistics as to where plans like these are headed in the profession of dentistry.
So yeah, there's a few statistics I can share with you that I find interesting. So the American Dental Association estimates that about 1/3 of the American population has no form of dental insurance. So having a plan like this in your office really gives people without an insurance a compelling reason to choose your practice since they can go anywhere. There's also some statistics I saw that the average uninsured patient usually spends about $800 a year out of pocket for their dental care, but patients who are on these in-house plans, dental savings plans, end up spending twice that much. So they feel like they can get their work done, that it's an affordable value that they're receiving. They actually go ahead and get that work done that they really need. And finally, I think it's a really interesting statistic that it's also estimated by the year 2023, almost 50% of dental offices in America are expected to have some sort of plan in their office to keep patients loyal and to, allow them to get the care that they deserve. So dental offices who aren't getting on board with that are really going to be left behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that statistic that you just gave, more and more people are looking at doing these plans. I'm sure more and more firms are looking to be created or have plans as well. What separates SmileMore from the competition?
Sure. As you stated, there are other companies who are getting into the space and providing dental savings plans for dental offices in America. But what I've found with everything that I've seen, no one is coming in and actually helping the dentist create the plan, and a plan that makes sense specifically for your office. There's some larger companies that are like, completely off the shelf, big box solutions. And in most cases, the dentist doesn't get the funds deposited directly into their bank account, and we make sure that you receive 100% of your enrollment fees. And also, a lot of companies don't allow for any recurring billing. So what we do that's different is once a patient enrolls, let's say today, a year from now, their credit card would be charged the enrollment fee again. So your staff doesn't need to run around or do anything.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you're really not having that snowball effect of recurring revenue in your practice, so you can grow and actually have revenue coming in even if you're on vacation.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today and talking. We hope you guys found this video helpful and educational. And so thank you, Christine Bahu. Thank you, SmileMore Marketing. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.